This book has been out for a few years now, and it's really good, all the secrets of how to live cheaply and healthily and happily. And this one's got vastly more still. It's got a DVD that you just wouldn't believe how much. I call it Dr. Pat's Awesome Library. So grab it while you can. Just phone me up sometime. This is how the camera crew arrive, all of us on one bike. Oh, back again. This is about Australia's reportedly our most emissionless, healthy, budget, sustainable home. It's a current, a third of a century progress example to millions. These ancient pensioners, myself, 78-ish, and my partner, who's now died last year, shared decades of simple, frugal innovation since 1946 to dig in. Currently, there's loads of global climate change ballyhoo that's as unsolvable by governments as is inflation. Both are up to individual choice and responsibility, as found by myself, who I teach simple, sustainable home living conservatively run on renewable resources via what I call sustainable home engineering, or SHE for short, frugal luxury that is, thus helping everyone avoid triple bypasses for the heart, triple jobs, cost rip-offs, stuffed suburbs, boredom, bullying greedy authorities, planned obsolescence, stressful insolvency, and ignoring their kids. Here briefly is how, and living on less than 3% of the pension. I'd migrated from 1955 Sydney Uni Physics and Mathematics and 1958 CSIRO Solar Physics to California, returning Brisbane home by my own 1965 schooner during the Vietnam War after a ripping yarn 7-year high-tech NASA Apollo Aerospace controller computer and electronics career, plus 2 tsunamis and 2.5 hurricanes in the midst of 84 country research, plus it's either 7 or 8 American grandkids, I don't know, they're all born over there and they don't seem to want to come here. Do you yearn downshifting or savings from a pittance, yet clueless, underprivileged or gardenless? If so, stockpile, start bartering, reusing, sharing, bargaining, trading, as in wrapping free, and price calibrating scrounged home brands without additives, genetically modification or processing. The greatest schools ignorant cost savers are growing, fixing and making. 10% Aussies plan great escapes and 35% plan homework like 70% of new Canadian businesses. Thus it seems that cities are becoming near redundant. Without taste change, society is unadaptable. Thus 2 coffees plus a daily newspaper can cost $2,555 a year, which is 7% of many local salaries. Bought lunches are a similar cost per week. American credit card debt averages $30,000, and 3/4 young British females are heavily indebted. So try saving $1 and kill a watt, as we call it. It's very easy. Generating either isn't easy. My last paid job, 1972, age 38, which is Norwegian electric vehicle and freshwater research following Chief Engineer Molin's robotic UK machine tools. I'm not rich, simply enjoyably frugal. Life on 3% pension enables eco-philanthropy to free thousands of dollars for worthy causes, even to pay for this TV program or projects. My health has 22 years doctorless, now mildly diabetic. A third century ago, nudging 100% self-sufficiency was easy, including energy, water, and Australia's most emissionless budget, low-energy $10,500 high-set fire and flood-proof solar kit home from Dole-boosted First Homeowners Grant, all paid for by the Dole in 10 months. Social areas, barbecue and caravan storage, and 12-volt, a third of an amp refrigerator, which is 30 times less energy per year than mains units. Rain tank and workshop are all under the house. Approximately 20,000 kit homes are still available. Glassed veranda overheated our 1970s Cornish British home. Near total sustainability means living with 150 life-saving devices, planet-saving too, processors and a quarter-acre low-effort, mostly dwarf tree edible jungle, including native edible trees. Diabetic diets triumph, though organic doesn't guarantee mineral content. Public edible park, PEP, winter bananas, they swamp ripen in what I call swamp agriculture, swagriculture. And then there are treats like the Peruvian cow tree milk, near sugar-free jam, solar-dried fruit, food, Swaggy's cold yogurt, water-preserved fruit, and brewing champagne in 1 week. True, 1 week. One Stick feeds smokeless Helix stove, award-winning $50 solar funnel, I call it, heats of water. 1986 Dole payment scored a still okay 46-watt 12-volt solar battery for all appliances, including a hose reel pump and a bed warmer. And close by, tiny fans, TV and fluoro lamps save power. Solar or hand generator items include blender, torches, micro radio, TV, mobile, players, computer, printer, doorbell, shaver, calculator, clocks, hat fan, tools and camera. Tiny fans save a half air conditioning, which we don't have anywhere. Well, we have the fan, but not the air conditioning. Futile Grid Connect needs even bigger powerhouses, which destabilize when greater than 22% intermittent external power is applied. Composter toilet saves water flush. House water and waste ingeniously shrink. Dishes and laundry done detergent free. Stand on a laundry and in a bowl while showering, then string line dry. Cactus thorn or carbon fibre toothpick saves as much as $45 a year. And Woof help, as willing workers and organic farm help, is indispensable. Completely free, you just feed them. Ditch gas guzzlers. If goatless, hedge trimmer becomes budget mower, and transport is by baggageable micro scooter, which is okay on buses, so long as it's in a bag. Plus a 2-seat, 17-year-old free on trains and ferry, house solar charged, prize-winning carsicle, both avoiding registration, license or insurance. Or else I may need a 1950s style Dachshund dog to help hill assist long distance cycling. Sleeving bag wraps a Brompton microbike on planes, and trolley allows micro transport freighting. All Fiji private vehicles, would you believe, including taxis, can hitch pickup for about $2, which equals emission avoiding budget bus fare. More world passengers die in minutes from weekly plane crashes than folk died in 200 years of Australian bushfires. My 1979 book, Ecologistics, carries a 30-year global project eradicating weekly airline crashes and stalled car traffic using Professor Edward Lanier's 1930s ultra-safe Miami University half wingspan vacuum planes. 20 meters and a slow 30 kilometers takeoff landing speed means airports become public edible parks, also to grow sugarcane for plain alcohol fuel, or they become solar wind farms to save and make billions. Armies of international green media luminaries, and I could name them very easy, many local, live nowhere near our emissionist level, yet they sprout world problems rather than inspirational home example setting solutions. Official solutions are usually bloated cost, unreliable, pollutant, inefficient, ephemeral, non-renewable and exotic with dangerous excess moving parts, yet there's always an alternative. To authorities, prime ministers, education and to corporations, etc. at home and abroad, I mass fax these same alternative solutions in this chat. Ex-PM Kevin's Rudd's long reply was exhilarating. I'm still awaiting Obama's. During family ancestor Viking days, the island with few global emissions was titled Greenland because then it was green, as was Labrador. Then it wasn't. Now it is, with green meadows, cattle farming, and gorgeous wildflowers. Society talks token sustainables like pseudo-solar buildings, dripping taps, switched off fluoros, a bike or single pawpaw tree. But for goodness sake, ask and answer, what if suddenly no job, banks are shut, no utilities, no health, you break a leg, no car, no fuel, no water, no partner, security or happiness? Plan to answer all of these things effectively. Plant multi-use food trees to restore forests, preferably dwarf food trees, and ground covers and perennial crops everywhere that are edible, plus no-till farming to world feed. Also multi-dam along all watercourses. I know that sounds outrageous, but what else can you do? Greenify deserts, collect tank rain, and reduce power to near zero. Colleges need budget research, autonomous houses like I helped organise at 1974 Sydney University. And for goodness sake, insist universal solar access plus user-only pay policies to councils to encourage self-reliance. Moreover, as my partner used to say, renounce imports and exports. Make every area and village and country and state and home self-sufficient as possible. Else you're not helping the planet and you're getting ripped off. Note that 2 Google searches on the internet use enough energy to boil a kettle. This should shame people into getting disconnected, like ourselves. The Brits plan to make 10 new nuclear powerhouses, despite and ignoring the $73 billion power plant decommissioning cost, and it's rising. Or else, if they had quoted it in the original cost, the kilowatt hour fee would have doubled, and hence it wouldn't be acceptable. It's not anyway. But the new scientist in 2710 of 2007 finds few trees net absorb carbon dioxide besides bamboo, funnily enough. Society must sustainably live conserved renewables, contrary to visionless nuke-powered experts floundering in empty dams on exhausted land under contaminated skies and gorging polluted muck. Disaster survival is highly correlated with home multitask self-sufficiency level. So feel free to start live-free, or even pre-free groups to help accelerate solar cities. Enjoy our $20 paper or $10 book, plus stunning PowerPoints detailing all of the above, including 759 references and further reading, plus 1,800 fully tested wide-range free discoveries and inventions worth a fortune to perceptive folk. Benefit from tiny tours, chats, future museum and apt data center library. Plan at any age. It wasn't raining when Noah built the ark, and they were amateurs, unlike professional Titanic builders. That's it. Save cook energy. Row 1, pressure cooker, bush oven, Esky hay box. 2, step 2 is toaster, Hawaii grill, hubcap wok. 3, boil, rice, stew, fruit thermos. 3 triangular pans share the same flame. Tea brew, spoon, soup coffee, heater, jaffle iron, mug caps keep heat. 3, motorizable 6-seat Italian pedals. Mini shows 1986 sustainability at our first self-sufficiency and apt technology symposium before the home was up. Rather presumptuous all that, but it's true. Tools, manual or 12-volt multi-use economy, drill, etc., solder grinder, tire pump and pressure spray, metal nibbler, jigsaw, flaying wire, paint and rust stripper, sugar cane squeeze, multi-hand drill, cane cutter, scythe, glass cutter, 12-volt, welding, homemade paint, and bow and arrow, catapult, treadle saw, and circular saw axe. I like circular saws better than chainsaws, actually. Much easier. Floor battery filing cabinet. Fertilizer is a bag mat. Felt tip on big stapled left Christmas card. Reuse half greeting cards. Chess and drafts have leather pockets. Letterhead rubber stamp. Cute grass skirt, seed shells and hair flowers. Mini cards, non-pollutant ink pen, and reuse all envelopes, etc. Jobless parents can compensate, not having a job. Near forgotten 1066 scythe, spork, spade combination for stoopless digging. Spade slides onto prongs. Note non-cut, non-stitched sarongs and free hair flowers. Rotting weeds is a smelly fertilizer. Alternate finance to swap, borrow, share, junk, scrounge, make, garage sale, barter and avoid the use of. Buy future needs like food trees, solar, tools, shed, boat, vehicles or so. Toilet train, pee on it on tree mulch or dilute garden piss bucket 5-1, called Chairman Mao Special. Homemade or bought composter toilet saves a third of home water. Every 2.5 years, re-dig another shithole. Trees thrive in X holes. Eco goodies, keeping warm clothes, night warm, wood cooker, solar water heater, and air pipe that warms a home, and thermos for cooking food. Any heat like solar or fuel. I ran an engine for Sydney Morning Herald about 1974. No major moving parts except pelt and wheel. Actually heat the fluid outside the boiler. That's a liquid metal, not water. My any heat expanding metal engines, first shown pumping water on BBC TV Tomorrow's World, 1969. 1964, charter, Catalina moored Bonnie B, my sailboat, Los Angeles to Hawaii and Brisbane, home via Vanuatu, thanks to the Yankee Doll. I swapped it in Port Vila for swift 55-year-old New Zealand Bailey cutter Mahina before Noumea hurricane foot injury. This and vanning teaches sustainability. James Rumsey's 1787 one major moving part, 2 pounds per square inch flash boiler jet boat went 4 knots up the Potomac River with 2 tons load. In Dover, later, in Britain, a 100-ton rubbish-burning junk jet boat, 1793, Colombian-made, hit 7.4 kilometres an hour. It's interesting, in most modern items, I find, planes, the gas turbines, the whole lot, and calculators were 18th century. It's a British Science Museum, London. I got that in 1976. Any vehicle, Fiji hitching, 24/7, anywhere, often free and at bus fares. Cars may have 5 hitches, taxis full. No snarls, transport and luggage limit, greenhouse, fuel cost or breakdowns. Think about friendships, business, volunteer, emergency. Hitching cards would avoid criminals. So you can, as long as you don't pick the taxi up at its base, then you can hitchhike in a taxi for a miniature fee. Collapsicle, homemade at Sydney Tech, 74, before Sydney Uni of Technology, on student friend's bicycle. Bike parts now on solar tricycle. She off in Canberra, returns cycling. Collapsicle. Before ship globe circling, I made use of Sunday's Sydney Uni quadrangle. Great squat piece without exams. Dog helps Pam on Macleay Island. Regulus Daxon happily pulled my teen's bike for miles, although I'd pedal assistive, steep. Goat or sheep can pull and milk as well. I have no other reason for a dog. Bagged Brompton microbike freighter has circled the world. Not pedaling, in planes of course. Most powercrete mills, but grid connect means powerhouses. Crete, which are mostly consisting of peasants with scooters, dwarfing mine like 1950s Sydney. Still asleep at 9 a.m. after usual night carousing. 1954 scooter clubs rampant. Old Flame Diana on 50-mile fortnightly Sydney Hall meeting. A third girls had their own and fixed their own scooters. 13-mile BSA motorised bike to uni needed no registration. I rode it to Canberra and hitched back with it. Fuel prices will return these, I'm sure. 15 kilogram folding Tammy micro scooter freighting mower or big trolley, plus platform box of fruit, plus backpack, plus shopping bags. A quarter horsepower means no registration is needed. International conferences feature my solo tricycle car, motor and vehicle modelling to 4 decimal places, which saved 40 tests per curve on the motor manufacturing people. The old Mac plans zoom to 150 if you want to see more of them. Snubbing petrol heads, 17th century home-made emission-free dual tricycle is home solar charged. A quarter horsepower avoids the registration. Free train, ferry, and it fits. Free on train and ferry, and it fits in tiny wagons. Steerable, 7-speed driven, 30 amp speed control. Battery okay, even if flattened. 40 kilogram total. Here, with us both on 200 kilogram. A heavy freighter, also trolley, is 27 kilometre an hour. Parts are junk and a few $100 plus grants. No welding or lathing. My Lucy riding her last days died, age 87. Sunshine Coast Councillor at Uni of Sustainability Days. Of 90 air quality entries, my tricycle won 1999 award. Either rider drives. Sign reads Coast to Coast Heavy Haulage Corporation, although the island coast is only 1 kilometre away. 1999 Sunshine Coast Uni of Sustainability Days has 4, later 5 delegates' daughters. It was freely taken to another Western Australian conference. Our rego-free freighters, legs, microbike and trolley, micro-scooters, solar trike, bikes, skates and pogo stick, animal pool bike, crutches, spring shoes, and skateboard, pole vault, goat and solar or sail canoe. There's a lot of standard transport alternatives. From London to Brighton, 1970, pre-1905 race. Lever steer dual, any fuel steam, no condenser, 1900 Milwaukee. Cars have not seemed to progress. 1970 London Brighton, 1900 Anglo-French Gardner Sapole, any fuel steam and condenser. It silently near rammed me. 1890 steamer above, shown. Surviving from Captain Cook's time, first car was French military steam. It's still in a museum. Never promoted, but the best ever Palm vehicle. Our 1977 3-wheel, 4-seat, paintless, fiberglass, a quarter-ton Reliant. Partner, foster daughter and I sleep aboard. Essential for green show carriers. It goes 70 miles an hour, 70 miles to the gallon, half a registration and tolls, 3 grease nipples, and minis compared with it were rotten. Needing only 20 metres takeoff and landing, student-built Professor Lanier's stable, a third usual wingspan, 1930s safe vacuplanes, later paraplanes. A slow speed is at running speed, so convert airports to public edible parks with solar, wind farms, and save and make billions. 1974 Sydney University Autonomous House Architecture 2 and Architecture 5 students lay the foundation and empties for bottle wall. Women got muscles on muscles. Bottle wall to heat, cool, scrounge Galvo house. Glassed in black 44-gallon drum solar water heater is shown right. Windmill better above buildings, if it was. Paint civilises. Buddy Udi tries attic sleeping near insulated roof. of the autonomous house. Autonomous house student foresight, windmills, solar heat, drum tank, bottle wall temperature control behind. Homes should be like ours, sustainable and conservatively run on renewables. Yudi enjoys 1974, my 1.5 year motorbike squat box under Arts Workshop, Sydney Uni. I was there for 1.5 years. They paid well for one afternoon physics demonstration weekly. Local camels. Horse won a long race but died. The camel survived. I'm the grey-haired one behind a school to thank my $2,000 for edible park native food trees. 3 kids are shown getting the Mayor's World Environment Day prize, which happens to be on my birthday. Next week, episode number 5, will be really interesting. It's called A Tasteful Family Style Surprise, and much other, about some amazing, unconventional and successful folk and what they don't usually see or know about themselves. So please join us next week. We look forward.